Hello, I'm David Goodfield and I'm here today to teach you an important life skill. I'm going to teach you how to make the perfect martini. There are several factors to consider when making the perfect martini. Firstly, what kind of martini? Vodka, gin, sweet, dry? For the purposes of today's demonstration, I'll be making a dry vodka martini, because that's a personal preference of my assistant and evil twin, Garthe. Alright, Garthe? Can't smoke in here. Anyway, there are three important factors to remember when creating the perfect martini: preparation, amalgamation, presentation. To begin, let's look at the preparation stage of making a martini. Firstly, you'll need to consider your ingredients. You'll need a good quality vodka. In this instance, I'm using Absolute vodka because it's the preference of my assistant Garthe. Other vodkas are available. Next, we need to consider our mixer. As we're making a dry martini, we will be using vermouth extra dry, whereas if we were making a sweet martini, then vermouth bianco would be the preference. Secondly, in the preparation stage, you will require a perfectly chilled, suitable drinking vessel. In this instance, we've gone for the classic martini glass. Further requirements of the preparation stage include finding an appropriate mixing device and creating large quantities of ice. Moving on to the amalgamation stage of the perfect martini, it's important to remember the science behind the mixing process, in particular the ratio of ingredients and the velocity at which mixing takes place. Here we see my assistant Garthe has a vodka molecule and a vermouth molecule. When they're combined together with water in the form of ice, they blend together to create what's commonly known as martini. For a dry vodka martini, the correct ratio distribution of ingredients is 3 parts vodka to 2 parts extra dry vermouth. At this stage in the amalgamation, you need to consider your preference for either shaking or stirring. Arguably, shaking is the preferred method when making vodka martinis. Due to the oily nature of vodka, shaking helps to disperse the vodka throughout the vermouth, whereas gin connoisseurs claim that shaking bruises the gin and creates a more bitter taste. Therefore, for the purposes of making a vodka martini, Garthe will be shaking. Whilst Garthe continues shaking, we will move on to the third and final stage of making a vodka martini, the presentation. As mentioned in the preparation stage, you should by now have a perfectly chilled martini glass. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will now be using 2 of the classic martini garnishes: olives and lemon twists. Now it's time to pour your amalgamated liquids into a cocktail glass. For best results, the liquid should be poured through a strainer to remove all ice before pouring, like so. Once your martini is suitably garnished, it's ready for consumption and should be enjoyed responsibly and in good company. Cheers, Garthe. Anyway, Thanks for watching, and join me next time when we make the classic Mexican margarita.